Merry Christmas. This very well might be my last video. If there's anything in the future I feel like there's a necessity to put out there, I'll do that. But what I've realized is quite a few things. You know, this is a situation that is obvious existential crime. And for someone to not understand that that's what it is impossible. You know, it's there all around is suffering and death and rotting and decomposing and corruption and wrongs being committed. There's internal and external torment. There's all kinds of really terrible things. The things that I've experienced and been put through in this lifetime were psychopathically wrong. They're existential crimes under any context and for any reason at all. To say anything like this to a human standing right next to me in this whole deal, looking at, ostensibly looking at the same things I'm looking at, all of them admit that all governments are crooked, that all legal systems are crooked, that for them to see that and to admit that and to shrug their shoulders about it as if it doesn't matter. For them to treat you as if you're crazy for saying there's actually an intelligent entity doing this. Before you even get to the point where you say, we should talk about what to do about it, for me to give you all of these reasons why and how it's existential and creational crime. For me to explain to you, torturing and tormenting someone in a hole you've erased as a person so you can more easily, like a child molester, cause suffering in them and warp and distort and torment is existential crime. For me to need to explain it to you, it's just... It is obvious that these are crimes of existence and creation carried out by a particularly stupid piece of shit. Because the consequences for crimes of existence and creation are you're going to be raped and tortured forever. And I can explain it to you, and I have. I can do anything at all. And what you'll do is be the nastiest piece of child molester shit that you think you can be. I can say, look, this is what this is. This is what that means about you. And what you'll do is try to smear shit on my face and go, yeah. I can do anything. And the response will be for a hiding, cowardly bitch to try to cause suffering in me while he hides, while he lies. While he ignores irrefutable facts. Committing such horrible wrongs against somebody for such a long time, so psychopathically, so sociopathically, while you hide, while you lie, you're not doing anything justified, you're not doing anything with authority, you're not doing anything rightful. And your response is to try to cause more suffering in me for even saying anything. To try to torture me for standing up for what's right and demanding justice. To try to torture me for having positive personal characteristics. And to sit there and play make-believe that, while forcing within me this impression, and it's not just me assuming something about you, you deliberately force upon me this impression of this nasty, mean-spirited little childish dick going while he does it. And then for me to make these videos and say, look at all these different reasons. It's, it takes a long time to explain all these things, and so human beings won't listen to that in person, so here's all this shit up front. Here it is extensively. Here it is explained at length. Here it is, all these different facets of existential and creational crime that you're obviously committing, or that are being committed, and that everyone that's innocent needs to pay attention to. And the person running this dimension takes that as another opportunity to lie and make believe that I look a different way than I actually do, that I say different things than I actually say. It makes it to where I cannot upload a thumbnail on top of each video. And he gives me 3 options of pictures, and 2 of them are obviously make me look psycho or obscenely retarded. And to where he forces me to be represented by a false make-believe. For me to tell you this is lowly existential and creational crime, and the psychopath conducting these crimes is lying his ass off because he's working for a greater entity who is a lying child molester, committing crimes of existence and creation, and he knows that those consequences at this very moment in time, in those places where justice is taking place, are being raped out of other people's creations by greater entities who don't give a fuck if your little retard pussy is so fucking stupid that he thinks it's funny to torture someone while he hides like a bitch. You're causing the rape and torture of other people's children, basically. You're committing crimes of existence and creation that have consequences that you cannot afford. You will never walk away as soon as they get their hands on you. They will literally torture you forever. Your fucking pussy of a creator and his fucking pussy of a creator. Every single entity overseeing this, involved in it, making it come about, are child molesting liars. I can sit here and give you all these different reasons. I can sit here and explain it to you. And your response will be, how can we erase it? How can we torture him away from saying something about it? And I've told you over and over. I've told you in the face of threats. I've told you in the face of suffering. I've told you in the face of outright fucking terrorism, inside and out. Well, someone irradiates me with feelings of terror, awful feelings, while manipulating this environment around me to try to terrify me, to try to get me to stop saying, this is existential crime. I've told you. And these humans that I interact with conduct these crimes. They participate in them. Not to mention the stupid pieces of shit on the other side of this field of perception surrounding my consciousness. They're actively engaged in it. There's no question about this. It's not a game. Although the retard who does that constantly tells me that shit. He tells me one lie after the next lie, after the next lie, after the next lie. They have actively attempted, not just by just erasing me as a person, but they have, with intelligence, with intent, with knowledge of subtlety, tried to bombard my existence, my mind, my consciousness with false realities, with false memories, with false bullshit, saying, oh, actually it's a learning experience, or oh, you're just like being hazed, or it's like and they failed. They have, with intelligence, with intent, moved to the next one. And they got to a point where they realized they failed. They are genuinely, and there's no arrogance in me saying this, lesser entities. They were never going to have the ability to cover this up. They were created by somebody who knew they would be raped and tortured forever. They will be. They have enough intelligence to understand that's something they should care about. But they have enough retardation to understand that they don't really care that much. Their response is to do what they know. To try to be nastier, slimier, shittier, dumber, more cowardly, more despicable, more contemptible, to try to cover it up. Do anything. And so they have. And they've failed. And so what they do is cover it up, plug their ears, play make-believe that I'm something else, paint a dick face on top of me, or whatever the fuck they're pretending I am. As they make-believe. And I keep telling you the truth. And primary entities knew what the truth was before such retard maggots ever got their hands on me in the first place. I can tell you this over and over. So I've reached this point where I have put all of these videos out there. I put in my time and my effort. I spent hundreds of dollars on advertising. One video supposedly has like 21,000 views. Nothing. No comments. I think on that particular video, the only response to these 21,000 views was one person went and gave a like. That's it. That's the only thing that has ever taken place. The only thing. For 21,000 views. And so, I've reached a point where I don't think that it's a waste of my time. I don't think that it does anything. And so, well, it definitely does something, okay? Let's be very honest. If I tell you to stop committing crimes and you continue committing crimes, it's a crime. If I tell you in different venues, if I make it available to 8 billion monkeys, even if you're simulating that whole deal, obviously you are to some extent or another, if not in full. That's how you're committing crimes of existence and creation. Nobody's going to give you a discount and pretend it's a game. Even if your little maggot retard, hiding like a bitch, wants to pretend like that's the case. Okay? These videos will have an effect, and I've explained what they are. Not only are they more attempts on my end to effect existential justice in the venues that I have available to me, in this little coward's hole that a coward has built for me and tried to play make-believe. The most fucking retarded form of anything there ever has been. Maggots torturing innocents and trying to make believe that they're lowly pussies. Well, they hide like bitches, have no right to exist, and are the most despicable things their lineage of creation has ever created. You are going to be tortured forever. In every dimension in which these things have taken place, all of those entities in those dimensions will also be existentially tortured forever. It will be more terrible than you think. you will see actual primary entities. Creators of creators of creators. The highest any things there are. Infinite, eternal, multifaceted, subtle, stupendously able, skillful, artful, embodying anything, everything. Existentially raped and tortured forever. You will watch that take place as a result of these crimes of existence and creation, and almost certainly it's already happening. Primary entities do not carry out justice, nor do anything like sloppy, pig-fucking, lying little assholes, like what's being done to me. And I've explained this many times. These are the attempts of child molesters to shirk consequences for their crimes unto others. And the greatest anythings there are will not treat this as if it's something it's not. They will torture everything, including the greatest things there are. Forever. Oh, you want to pretend like it's something else? It's not. Oh, it really looked like it? It isn't. Oh, it was all hinged on something that was just so subtle that it was just barely a mistake, and it just happened to, well, it's what I told you. This is all 100% existential and creational crime. And the arrogance, the sloppiness, the short-sightedness, the refusal to look at facts, the lies, the bullshit, the nastiness, the shitbaggery that's shown by the nastiest, slimiest, shittiest little maggot among you was effected by the greatest things that have ever existed. Well, by the kind of entities that are the greatest things that have ever existed anywhere. But the one who did this obviously has betters and will be raped and tortured forever. I will have the greatest things that have ever existed, their severed heads fucked in my hands, and you will watch if you're lucky. And when I say that to you, your response is, look at our little pieces of shit that make-believe. We're make-believing, you're make-believing. Look, that monkey body looks like those pieces of shit. You'll say anything. You'll do anything. You'll lie anything. You'll make-believe anything. And so, here is a fact. Existential justice is the existential obligation of every single fucking thing that has ever been and ever will be. Even if your creator created you for a different purpose, even if you had something else in mind, who gives a fuck? You exist. You have an obligation. There are different forms of existence. With consciousness, without consciousness, with selfhood, without selfhood. Objects, non-objects, energies, particles, etc. Things that the human brain can't grasp. Things that the child molester who created the human form can't grasp. And that's a fact. But a more important fact is that not a single bit of it has the right to exist while committing crimes of existence and creation. And things can be done to where every single thing I just mentioned and everything I did not can be existentially tortured in such a way that is aversive to everything. To even a rock. And that will be done for things like this. And your lowly pig fucker liar methods are obvious. They're not invincible, invisible, nor anything of the sort. It's a matter of time. And they've known that from the beginning. And so they've stuffed me in a hole with a bunch of pieces of maggot retard shit who deserve to be tortured forever because they're trying to shirk the wrath. And you deserve it. You've worked hard at deserving it. I promise you not a single iota of any of you will escape. And for me to say that at all is an embarrassment on the part of your whole lineages of existence and creation. Your disappointments, even if you're bastards of bastards of bastards, created wrongfully generations down the road to produce stunted, inbred, stupid little assholes who don't have a fucking clue. You're still a disappointment. Because you've used that intelligence, more intelligence than I have in this monkey suit, to choose to be the dumbest bunch of assholes that you could be. So, my response to you is, I've already told you. The obligation of every single thing to carry out existential justice, to oppose existential crime exists. Even if you little lying assholes, you inbred retards, hiding like bitches in holes who've never existed outside of it, want to play let's pretend it's something else. And you throw your little maggot tantrums. But you're on a bitch leash. And at the end of that bitch leash is somebody who understands that I have to be paid eternally. Or that debt grows eternally. And every lineage of existence and creation, every source of existence and creation involved in this, has to feed more and more babies and parts of themselves into a hole to be tortured in the worst ways that exist forever. And a growing pile of torture eventually becomes a problem. Can you believe it, you dumbasses? So, the asshole who's doing this has been fucking with me the last couple of days because he tries to eliminate any feelings of well-being or goodness, and Christmas is the source of those things. And so he's fucked with me already this morning, using the mother of the cat whose 2 kittens were murdered by the psychopath running this deal, trying to hurt me. I let her stay inside because I felt bad for her, and he used her to irritate me to no end. Fuck with my sleep and make certain I woke up in a mood that was not very Christmas-like. And so here's another fact. Greater entities carry out justice. Even if you nasty little maggot assholes go, we're in charge, nobody does anything we don't like. And so what they do is they carry out consequences for your crimes. And here's a consequence for owing someone existentially. Everything I have the right to, I have the right to right now. And in those places where greater entities exist, some of them have a hold of your relatives, and everyone responsible for this, their relatives as well. And they are raping and torturing them because they demand that that take place. Okay? They are also extracting from them that which is owed to me. Now remember how I told you that education, that everything has the obligation to oppose existential crime? Well, me wiping your lineage of creation's ass by making these videos is me doing their job for them. And if they prevented me from having any effect by keeping it from the ears of you little maggot assholes, that's an additional cost that they owe me. These videos will be tortured into every lineage of existence and creation guilty of this. They will never be able to think about anything else except through these videos. It's stupid, isn't it? That a retard monkey has to tell you that 1 + 1 is 2, and that greater entities far beyond this, you don't need any kind of reminder not to be a pig fucking retard asshole. We'll have to listen to a retard monkey in a fat suit tell them, now don't be a goddamn retard, Timmy Tim. Don't plunder people's buttholes like a child molesting rapist. Don't lie about it like a make-believing piece of coward shit. People don't like that, Timmy Tim. Furthermore, they're going to have to pay me for that education in a way that is insultingly large, valuable, exorbitant. And so I've done my part making these videos. And they do have an effect. And in this little coward hole, they'll have as many retards as they can find going,
Nuh-uh, Queenie. Nothing exists except child molesters and monkey bodies. Nothing could ever be greater than a maggot lying his ass off and hiding like a bitch.
So, my response to all of you is TikTok, drip, drop, chop, chop, dot, dot. Don't understand it? Ask your creator, see what it means. And you assholes, guilty of these crimes, have to worry about this. Out of that little saying, you have to worry about this the most. Dot, 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 dot. Tell him. Ask him what it means if you're too fucking stupid to understand what it is. Ask him. So, I have better things to do with my time. This is going to torture you worse and pay me more. Everything you do to thwart existential justice is a crime against me. You have to compensate me for. You're delusional parameters of justice. You can be tortured for shit other people do. You can be tortured for shit people lie about you. You can be tortured for shit people compel you into doing. Limitlessly, basically, by your fucking retard parameters of justice, you stupid motherfuckers. Those are the parameters that all of you guilty of this will face. Can you believe that other people would force upon you child molesting liars the same existential parameters you're forcing on an innocent in a hole like a child molesting faggot? Can you believe that? Can any of you ever believe that? Why don't you show me the expression of a retard monkey that looks like it's sneeringly confident that it'll be a maggot child molester and never pay? That's invincibility. Nobody can do anything against that.